Hello.
Hiya.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Hope you had a nice holiday. This week's video is talking about bridge hopping, isn't it?
Yeah, a few people have asked us about this, haven't they? So we thought we'd do a little video about it.
Yeah, how we manage a vehicle and a boat.
Yeah.
But you'll see how we do that in the video. So enjoy the video and we shall see you at the end.
Yep.
It's a beautiful morning. If you're new to the channel, my name's Paul.
I'm Anthony.
And we've got Dexter dog with us, our faithful Labradoodle, who's been with us for 16 years. Very lucky out of.
Yeah.
So the thing we're going to talk about today is bridge hopping, because if given the choice, we'd rather boat and not have a vehicle, but having the land-based jobs, we need a vehicle. And you bought a camper van, didn't you?
I did. And the purpose of that was that it means we could explore canals further down south without the cost of hotels. And it also means I could like stay overnight, well 2 nights I was staying, didn't I?
Yeah.
In my van. I even joined a gym so I could use the showers. Much cheaper than a campsite. So yeah, that was the whole point of it. However, we have found that the camper van is really costly.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but the insurance is like over £1,000, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, the insurance, the tax, the MOT,
The fuel.
the fuel. Yeah, it's very expensive. So yeah, we could do without that expense really. But we're talking about bridge hopping. We've just left the top of the Hurleston flight after the water point and past Bridge 1. There's a little lay-by where Anthony kept the van for a couple of days while we were moored there, and that's what we tend to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
We tend to look for somewhere near a bridge, hence bridge hopping, that we can leave the vehicle. And like the other day, I took the boat from, where were we? Aqueduct,
Yeah.
outside Aqueduct Marina. Anthony jumped in the van and drove it up to
Venetian.
Venetian. I met him at Venetian, and then we cruised a bit more, didn't we? Well, actually,
I helped you through the lock and then I went back then to Barge.
Yeah.
We had lunch there and then we moved again then to Hurleston where I moved the van. So sometimes Paul will cruise on his own and I'll just help with the locks. Other times we'll both cruise together like today, but it's 5 miles then we've worked out back to the van. So I'm going to have to, I'll give it a go I think, because actually this looks alright, cycle back.
Yeah,
No.
you've got a fold-up bike, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's electric as well, so it's like pedal assist. If the towpath, it's much better this bike actually on the towpath, but if it's not like rammed with mud, it might be okay. And then I'll cycle back, get the van and take it back.
I was going to say where I'm from, is the path slutchy? Which I've not heard that phrase for ages. But yeah, if it's too muddy, it's just more or less impossible to cycle on it. So one of us would walk back, like you said, for
Usually
the van.
me.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're getting a mental picture of this. We're not explaining it very clearly, are we? Yeah.
We move the boat, we go back for the van, we're
Yeah.
in the boat, we're in the van to where the boat is, essentially.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be a couple of miles, sometimes it can be like 5 like today.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a bind, and I think, you know, people who don't need a vehicle are really lucky. I'd love to have a job where I could work from the boat. However, we've got elderly parents as well, so
And an elderly dog.
and an elderly dog, so having a vehicle is quite reassuring as well.
Yeah.
I guess.
Because we need, you know, recently we've had a lot of trips to the doctors and to the vets, and we couldn't do that without a vehicle. And I'm sure people would give us a lift, and we just have to stay somewhere like in a town like Whitchurch, Nantwich, Middlewich, where there may be a vet that we can walk to.
Just to let you know, we are both okay. It's just like we're at that age where we get a well-manned check. So they do your bloods and you have to go back the week after to get the results of your bloods.
I'm not well. I've been for scans and all sorts.
You're such a hypochondriac.
I think the doctor thinks it's a kidney stone that I've got. I've been in agony for about 8 weeks. In fact, the past week or so, it's not been so bad. But yeah, I've been for a scan, waiting for the results of that. Dexter, trying to shove me out of the way.
So it's absolutely stunning today. It's like we nearly moved yesterday. It's quite it was raining though, wasn't it? And I had to look at the weather forecast, and we had people come into the boat. So I had to look at the weather forecast and then said to Paul, why don't we just wait till tomorrow? It said it was going to be sunny intervals, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, perfect cruising day.
Yeah, cold.
Yeah. Another thing that we do sometimes is either get a taxi or an Uber. For example, when we were in Leeds, it was about 17 miles from the boat in Leeds city centre back to the car at the time. So I got an Uber.
There was no straight run on the towpath either. I think, like, especially on rivers,
yeah, it's more difficult.
It's difficult, and then we rely on public transport because there's no direct routes back to the van.
Yeah,
I've got no sense of direction, so I can't cycle back even on the roads.
Rivers can be a pain because we did the River Avon recently and we cruised for not that long really, an hour or two. I went back for the van, parked it on the other side of the river where there was a car parking space, but to get back to the boat was about a 7 or 8 mile round trip, wasn't it? Even though you could see the boat across the river. Oh, the joys. Well, I've managed to find a parking space near the river. The only problem is there's no way to walk down the river back to the boat or cycle back to the boat. I shall show you. I need to get over that side of the river to walk back down to the boat. Even though there's a bridge there, there's no bridge there. I think I'm just gonna have to get in the van and get back to the boat. Oh, I'm starving. Well, the sun's low, but this is absolutely stunning. I can't believe it's nearly December.
I know.
Who'd have guessed? Like, yesterday was horrific. It never stopped raining all day, but we overslept because Dexter had kept us awake the night before, most of the night, pacing about. But yeah, we knew the forecast was nicer today. We're heading up towards Rendry. Our friends Fran and Rich are there from Floating Our Boat. Just look at this piece of artwork as well that Rich got us. It's stunning, isn't it? We really like his style of painting.
Really nice. I was drawn to it, like when we're having dinner with them, I was totally drawn to it.
Anthony does a bit of art. Keep telling him to do some more.
I don't.
You do? You're very good. Digital art. I'd love to do some digital art. It's finding time. I can't do this, can I? All through. Anthony's got my sunglasses on. He's left his in the van.
I even look for him. I'm more light sensitive than you, aren't I, sir?
No, as bad as each other.
My eyes water if I'm trying to steer and I've not got sunglasses on. Oh, see, it makes me... Excuse me, it makes me sneeze. Thank you.
Morning.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Again.
We spotted the fuel boat Chamberlain ahead and they said they would be passing us again in a couple of weeks. Who'd have thought we'd be filling up with diesel on an electric boat? Oh, it's like we're full. How weird. Yeah. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. A little sod.
Whenever we park the van up, we make a note of the what 3 words, and this comes in handy if we're going back via the bike or via taxi. Oh, this is stunning. Blue skies and sunshine. A little low in the sky, but we're not complaining. I'm just going to moor up before this first of the Baddeley locks because Auntie's just done some bacon in the air fryer. So we'll get our lunch for 5 minutes and then we'll set off through the locks. Blimey, you can't, there's a lock ahead, you can't see the gates because it's that bright. I think this is the lock that caused a divorce with us last year, being near divorced. can't see.
That eye look is really fierce as well.
Yeah. You can see how low the sun is. Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed that I managed to get in that lock without crashing the boat, because we've got fire wash and the sun's straight in our face. Difficult to see the entrance of the lock, but we did it.
I'm saying nothing.
I went through the bow thruster, but like a second too late. Oh, blooming neck is cold. I'm getting there. It's really cold. Apparently it's going to drop to 0 degrees today. That is the low. It feels like it's about 3 or 4 at the moment. I've just messaged Fran and Rich and asked where they are. They are just before the swing bridge at Wrenbury. We finished our locks for the day. We've got about a mile, I think, before Wrenbury. And we're going to moor up because it's cold and Anthony needs to get back for the van yet. Oh, commands, I need to buy some gloves. This is the first of the many lift bridges along this section of the Llangollen Canal. We passed our friends Fran and Rich and we had a quick chat, and we also spoke to Pete and Caroline on the phone, and we all arranged to meet that evening at the Dusty Miller in Wrenbury. We thought it best to moor this side of the bridge because we were pretty cold and getting tired. Yeah. I'll pass them over in a minute. What's that sign say, Anthony?
40 hours.
Both ways?
Well, it's not anymore, is it? It's winter, so it's...
Yeah, but both ways?
Mooring for bridge use only, so here you need to be beyond that skip.
Right under that tree. The journey we've done today to Wrenbury was 5 miles and it took us 4 hours.
I might have to just pass you this.
Well, I've just walked into Wrenbury to the village store and post office because I've had some parcels to send out, prints and an original artwork as well. I've got Dexter with me. He was very slow walking out and now he's running back to the boat. Don't know where he gets these bursts of energy from. Anthony had a 5 mile cycle, can't speak, it's that cold, to the van. and his battery ran out after 2.5 miles, bless him. So he's got another 2.5 miles to cycle back with his little Brompton with the little wheels. Oh. We're here on the boat. It's absolutely freezing outside. It's -3, but we've had the fire lit all day. I've got the central heating on and we're settling down to watch a film. Perfect.
This is me off to work. It's 5:30 AM. It's very cold and it's very misty.
Getting help at Wrenbury Swing Bridge from Fran and Rich and Laura Maisie. How kind. I'm on my own today. Well, it's been an absolutely beautiful morning at Wrenbury. We're just the other side of the bridge. Oh, sorry. Sorry, there's a boat coming. We're just the other side of the swing bridge by the Dusty Miller, but our boat is getting covered in bird muck, which isn't pleasant. Hoping that this boat... Right, anyway, I'm getting help from Fran and Rich. How nice is that? They're just in front. We're moving just to the other side of the swing bridge. It's like chaos ahead. It's not though. Well, I moored up, got some lunch, had a coffee and sat down to do some artwork.
So I hope you found that useful. There was a few things we actually didn't cover in the video that we meant to. One of them was about leaving the vehicle, so it's really paramount you sort of suss the area, make sure there's no graffiti on bridges, them gas canisters we've seen before, haven't we? Just use your common sense when parking up, really.
Yeah, I'd say the same goes for mooring, doesn't it, as parking. Just make sure it looks like a safe area, there's not loads of litter and broken glass, that kind of thing. Yeah,
and there's no guarantee, but, you know, it just needs to be sensible.
Yeah, and touch wood, we've been okay, haven't we?
Yeah.
You may have noticed on the video as well that Anthony was setting up his new bike, but then I mentioned that it was on his Brompton and that the battery had died.
Yeah, so the new bike, I hadn't charged the battery. I'd forgotten to charge the battery.
So that went back in the boat.
Yeah. So we dragged the Brompton out, but that had, because I wasn't using that hadn't been charged for a while either. So it's when it set off, I didn't realise that the battery was only half charged. So into 2.5 miles into a 5-mile journey, that battery conked out, and I had to do the rest of it just pure pedal power, which doesn't sound like a big sort of massive task, but it's really heavy because of the motor when you're using like an e-bike. So it's quite hard work.
Yeah, and it was very cold, wasn't it?
It's freezing.
But that evening we had a really nice meal and drink with Fran and Rich and Pete and Caroline from One Day More and Floating Our Boat at the Dusty Miller, and it was a really nice evening.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go because I was up really early the next day.
Yeah, you probably saw Anthony going off to work. You didn't sound very impressed in that video.
No, I wasn't very impressed because they convinced me to come out.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to bed.
It was a late night.
But it was a nice evening.
Yeah, it was just nice to catch up with him. Well, we hope you found this video useful, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Don't forget to subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's completely free.
Yep, keep your comments coming. If you've got any questions about this video and any of the logistics regarding bridge hopping, we hope we've covered most of it, but if you've got any questions, just pop them in the comments.
Yeah, and hit the bell icon for notifications. See you next week.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.